Hey guys, this week we're calling this project Illuminate. It's going to be a painting project in which we're going to paint a light bulb, and inside that light bulb I want you to paint the things that have illuminated or brought light to you during this pandemic, or ways that you've been able to bring light to others and joy to others during this pandemic. So much of most amazing art that we have in art history comes from the darkest times in history, whether that be for a global issue, for a regional country issue, or for something going on in the artist's personal life. Often in the darkest times come the brightest of lights. So how can we illuminate what's going on around us? Let's get started. I started off by sketching my light bulb with a pencil, which is a good thing considering how many times I messed up and needed to erase. Finally, I grabbed my ruler, which is really where I should have started, and I highly recommend if you have a ruler with you that you go ahead and start with the beginning. Right before the pandemic started, I found out that I was going to have a baby. And so for my first object inside of my light bulb, I drew the face of a baby sleeping, because that is one of the things that has illuminated my life during this time. The best part about being at home has been having all this time to do artwork and to be able to make these videos for you guys. And so I had to include a paint palette in order to show that the artwork that I've created has been so illuminating for me personally. And finally, I drew my Bible, because that has been one of the things that has been a constant in my life and has brought me joy throughout this period. It's being able to watch church online and being able to read my Bible. Now, before I actually started painting, I got painter's tape and taped down the edges of my paper to a hard surface, so that the paper doesn't wrinkle or buckle as it gets wet and then dries. I highly recommend finding a way to tape down or secure your paper before you begin. No matter what kind of paint you're using, you're going to need your paint, at least one paintbrush, a glass of water, and paper towel or something to blot your brush off with. Notice that I'm not just mixing tempera or acrylic paint. You can also mix watercolor paints in order to get the colors you need. For me, I didn't have any kind of a skin tone, so I was able to mix the oranges, the reds, the blues, and the greens in order to get a skin tone. How, you might ask? Think about your complementary colors. If you mix two complementary colors, you get brown. Now, in most paint, your paints are not a pure complementary color, but I can mix the reds and the greens and the oranges and the blues all together to get a form of brown. And then I mix the white paint in to make it really light and pale in order to get a skin tone. Keep in mind, as you're layering paint, that you may need to pause and allow your paint to dry at times before you continue so that it doesn't run. All right, I'm going to trim off the top of that paper and then I'm done. Now it's your turn. Show me what Illuminate means to you. Have fun and keep creating.